Hi there, Peter Ruckty here. Thank you for joining my training. Today, what I'm going to do is show you is how to get more leads for your radon testing or mitigation business. To get you, ultimately, we want to get these leads from Google in under 5 minutes. It should not cost you a dime. And what I found is that this is a really great investment to ultimately generate more local leads in your local market. Now, when I talk to a lot of local contractors, a lot of them say, or they feel like this, where it's just a whole bunch of numbers, they don't completely understand it, and that's totally okay. But it's not what we're going to be talking about today at all. The items that I have listed are much more practical and easy to follow. So it comes down to these three core main steps. I'm going to step you through them. Again, this should only take a couple of minutes. And by the end of this, you should have your profile completely optimized and ready to do going forward. So let's start off with the first one is claim. Obviously, you need to have access to your Google My Business page. There is going to be, you're basically in one of two buckets. Either you have full access to your Google My Business page already, or you do not. And so the Google My Business page is ultimately this profile that appears when you Google for your business name. What it does is it shows Google all of your business information, like your address, hours of operation, phone number, website, etc., and allows people to review you. So I'm going to spend just a brief amount of time on this. So either you already own it, which is great, you're already done with this step, or if you do not, go to google.com/business. Go ahead and claim the profile. It's totally free. There's no cost to it. What they will more than likely do in order to have you verify it is they're going to mail you a postcard. It usually comes in 5 to 7 days. So I would go ahead and get that going. Set a reminder though, the postcards do not always come, and if it doesn't, you can request it again. Other than that, it really should not take any time. If you do already have access to your profile, it will show up when you go to google.com/business and sign in using your Gmail or G Suite account. Now, next up, where we really get into the meat and potatoes is to optimize this profile. So what you're going to do still on google.com/business is complete all the information possible. Get all the fields filled out you possibly can. So it will look something like this on the back end. Be sure to add your service area. If you have an address, it is far better to list the full address than to hide it. For some reason, Google really likes or they trust businesses more when they list a full address. If you are technically working out of your home, what my suggestion would be, if you haven't already, is go get a box or a mailbox at the local post office or UPS store or something like that, and use that. And you can always write in, the address and then suite or unit number 110 or whatever that might be. Fill out all your hours of operation possible. And I've got a couple of pro tips that I'm going to come back to, but be sure to, under the services, list all of these different services that Google already has, if they're applicable to you. Radon testing, radon mitigation, or they also have one for inspecting the fans and replacing them. Adding a description will definitely help, and then go under services and add all of your services with a list, with the full list and descriptions. Now, I said I would come back to the website address. What I would suggest you do is do something like this and copy and paste this to the end of your address. And the reason why is that your website more than likely uses a free tool called Google Analytics. It helps you see how many people are coming to your website, what are they doing, what's working, what's not working. And normally what happens is when traffic gets to your website, it just says it comes from Google. However, that could mean multiple things. If I come back to this slide, it could be that someone searched, local radon testing, and you showed up either in the ads or on the normal listings. If they click this box, you really want to know about that. And so adding this code down here will actually separate it out. Now that this is done, and this is a one-time step, let's go on to the number three. Let's build this thing. Let's make this really generate leads. And the best way to do so is to get more reviews. Now, my suggestion would be go on Google in your local market and search for radon testing and radon mitigation. What that's going to do is it's going to show you three profiles at the top. If I go to Google and I search radon testing near me, I'll go ahead and put this in here. You can see that there's these three profiles, which it's suggesting specifically for me. Typically, actually, one of the best ways beyond filling out your profile all the way that you can get to the top is have the most number of stars with a better average. So you can see here that when I look here, this group only has 1 star. This group has 5 stars. So if I were trying to be competitive with them, I would make my goal to get 6 or more stars at a 5.0 average. Now, the best way to go about doing that is to email your previous customers and say, hey, I would like to ask a favor. And the reason you say that is that you want to make this personal. This is not coming from a corporation asking for a review. Make this a one-on-one conversation and say, hey, we provided great service to you, and you would benefit other people by leaving your feedback so that other people can understand what it's like to work with my company. That also gives them kind of a social impact that they have. They don't aren't just leaving a review to help you; it's to help other people, and that's what helps them follow through. Now, if you just drop me an email with just say, "Hey, give me a custom review link," and send me your business name, so that I can find it. What I'll do is I'll generate a review link that you can send them, and if you send them this link, what'll happen is when you go to it, it's going to automatically pop open this box to leave a review. This will streamline it to make it much easier when you're asking a review, because you could either say, go to Google and leave me a review, and then people are like, well, I'm not, how do I do that? With this, you can see when you send it to them, you can just go ahead and add the stars, fill out their experience, and hit post, and they're done. So feel free to drop me an email if you'd like that link. And then the last item is respond to reviews, especially both the positive and the negative ones. If it's a negative one, keep in mind the people who are really reading that are your future customers. So respond to the negative reviews appropriately. Make sure you try to make the goals, take it offline as soon as possible. If it's a positive review, sometimes it's just great to say, hey, thanks for being an awesome customer. I'm glad we were able to help you. If you have questions about this, whether it's claiming your Google My Business profile page, whether it's trying to get more reviews, or how to handle negative reviews, feel free to also include that if you drop me an email. I'm really a specialist at helping local radon testing and mitigation companies try to get more leads on Google in as little time as possible, but also as efficiently as possible. There's a lot of alternative sources out there to generate leads, but the problem is that they're expensive, or they're not consistent, or they don't generate quality leads, and you're just bidding for price. And so if you'd like help or a second opinion on your website and how your lead generation is working, feel free just to drop me a note, and I'd be glad to do so, or at least send you your own custom link. So give this a try. Let me know how it goes. I think that we found great success in doing this, and I hope this training was helpful.